All right, guys, new intro here for the Bear Pack. We already crushed the 7K subscriber goal, so we are going to update that board here for you guys. Look at Joe Burrow, looking at all these nice, tasty giveaways. We have the 8K sub jersey giveaway. We have the 9K sub sports memorabilia giveaway, 10K subs, the big one, $1,000 giveaway, and the 12K subs. We're going to send a couple people to a game of their choice. Guys, we are very excited for the football season, but no more talking. Let's get right into this video, Trey. All right, guys, let's get some NCAA football picks and props for Friday, September 15th, slate of games. Take a look at that leaderboard. Trey, start us off.
Yeah, and at the moment, I'm 0 for 0, but as we are recording, there is probably about 5 minutes left in the Navy versus Memphis game, and so far, so good. We just got to hold out faith that Navy is going to turn out this clock and get that cover for us. I gave out Navy plus 14.5 versus Memphis.
Yeah, Trey, we are in deep shit. Navy had this game controlled. Memphis and Blake Watson have ripped off a couple big plays. They are knocking on the door at the one in Navy to go up by 12. I have them plus 7.5 and plus 14.5. But Seth, who was your play there?
My play was Memphis to cover the first half spread at minus 7.5. This game went into halftime a tie, so we lost that one. It looks like we're probably going to lose the under as well, though, because I did not think there would be this many points scored, and both of these defenses really did not show up. So we're probably going to end up 0-2.
And Trey, as I said, they broke a big run. Blake Watson just fumbled at the one for a touchback. So Navy ball down by 4, 6 minutes. Little Navy drive here, 6-minute drive, ending with a touchdown. They went on the money line. Everybody's happy. Let's move on to our plays for tomorrow. Trey, start us off.
Gosh dang it. That's a live reaction that I needed. But I'm going to be attacking this Virginia at Maryland game. Guys, this is week 3. And this is the third time I'm going to be fading Virginia here because I truly feel like they're the absolute worst Power 5 school in college football. They barely covered against James Madison last week, and they ended up losing that game. And that was a high-emotion game for them, their first home game since their tragic accident that happened last season. So there was a lot of emotion there, and I think that pushed them towards the cover. But I don't think that's going to happen in this game. Give me Maryland here. I'm going to take the alternate spread and take Maryland minus 13.5 in this game. It is at minus 140, so if you don't like that juice, I don't hate the minus 14.5 because I do feel like Maryland's going to absolutely blow out Virginia here. But just for my soul, I like to take that extra point to avoid that 14-point push. And the reason why I love Maryland in this game is because Virginia is piss poor, but their defense is the reason why they're terrible. Virginia has the third worst rush defense success rate. Third worst. There's like 200 college football teams. They have the third worst. That is no bueno. And they give up 5.3 yards per carry. I expect Maryland to absolutely dominate in this game. They got Tua's brother at quarterback, and I know that Tua is giving them some advice. How do you dice up this defense? But I don't like Maryland because of their quarterback. I like them because of their running back, and I think they're going to run wild all over Virginia. So give me Maryland here, minus 13.5 in this game versus Virginia.
Yeah, Trey, I love that play, Seth.
Yeah, I am going to buy a few points on here. I thought about just taking the Army to cover the spread, but I'm going to go ahead and buy a few points and take them at plus 11.5. Just give myself a little bit more wiggle room there. And I'm going to go ahead and go to the alternate total points and take under 47.5 total points. I do think this will be a lower scoring game. The bread and butter of this Army Black Knights team is to play good sound defense and run the ball to control the clock. Army has been very sound on defense to start this year as they sit 24th in D1 rankings with 258.5 yards per game through the air allowed. They have been gashed a little bit on the ground by opposing teams as they have allowed 115.5 rushing yards per game over their first two. UTSA does have a very nice running back in this game in Kavorian Barnes, who has a total of 206 yards through 2 games. So they should look to exploit Army's run defense as they have been pretty solid at defending the pass. This UTSA defense has been solid in stuffing the run over their first 2 games as they have only allowed a total of 132 rushing yards. I'm not super concerned about this, though, because every team knows Army is going to run the ball a lot, and despite this, they are still super effective in doing so. This Army running attack will be tough to stop as they currently are averaging 229.5 yards per game, which ranks them at 17th in college football. I've been very unimpressed with UTSA over their first couple games as we are used to this being a super high-powered offense. They have not shown that early on this season. There should be a lot of rushing attempts in this game between both sides as Army is not great at stopping the run, and we know Army runs a lot. So the clock should run a lot in this one. Just go ahead and give me Army to cover this spread at 11.5, and I'm going to go ahead and take the under because of the amount of rushing attempts we're probably going to see in this game.
Yeah, that clock should not stop running in this game between those two teams. I like that play. For my play, I'm going to be looking at the Utah State versus Air Force game. I'm going to take Utah State plus 7.5 in this game against Air Force alt spread. The Air Force Falcons have not looked like themselves this season, even though they have started the year 2-0. They are 0-2 against the spread, though, because in the two games that they won, in one of those games, it wasn't easy. They got their warm-up game against Robert Morris, winning that one by 35 points. But against Sam Houston, they were 2 touchdown favorites, and they were only able to score 13 points against that Sam Houston defense. Typically, we see Air Force dominate inferior opponents, and they let Sam Houston stay in that game the entire time, winning by 10 points. Utah State has started off the year 1-1, but they are 2-0 against the spread, playing a very tough Iowa Hawkeyes team in their Week 1 game as the loss. They battled back in that game also, only losing by 10 points, scoring 14 on one of the best defenses in all of college football. Their other game was against Idaho State, and they scored 44 points in the second quarter alone, eventually hanging 78 on them. I am very surprised to see Air Force laying 2 possessions here. So give me Utah State to cover the spread and potentially win the game. Utah State plus 7.5 as my play. Guys, go to the player props. Trey, start us off.
Yeah, so far so good. I am 1-0 because I gave out Rock Taylor over a 10 fantasy score versus Navy, and Rock, he absolutely left his impact on this game. He has 6 catches, 64 yards, and a touchdown. I said yesterday's video, if he catches a touchdown, this is all but cashed, and it was.
Seth?
Yeah, I'm likely to lose this one. Hennigan only has 218. We took him at 255.5 through the air. Not looking good. It looks like they started feeding the ball to Blake Watson, starting late in the third quarter in this one, so it's not likely we're gonna hit on this.
Yeah, they sure did. My play was Blake Watson over 108.5 rushing and receiving. He's got 225 plus of all-purpose yards, so he crushed that number, doubling it up. But let's look at our plays for tomorrow, boys. Trey, start us off.
Yeah, great pick with that yesterday, Bear. I absolutely love that pick. Yes, I'm going to be attacking a running back here. I talked about how Maryland should absolutely dominate the run game here, and that's where I'm going to be going. I'm going to be taking Roman Hemby over 79.5 rushing yards versus Virginia. So that means I think that Hemby is going to eat up in this game because last week he entered halftime with very few carries. And in the halftime press conference, whenever he was talking to the reporters, Maryland's coach said, "We are giving this guy the rock in the second half." And that's exactly what happened because he finished the game with 158 rushing yards. And I think Maryland learned their lesson in that game. They have to run their offense through Roman Hemby because he's an absolute stud. And I think that's what's going to happen in this game. Virginia's rush defense is absolute piss poor, one of the worst in the entire nation. So give me Roman Hemby to have complete control of this backfield and to leave his mark. I'm taking him to go over 79.5 rushing yards versus Virginia.
I love it, Troy. Seth?
Yeah, and I'm going to stick to a rushing prop as well, and I'm going to take Army's QB Bryson Daily to go over 51.5 rushing yards. This is a run-heavy Army offense. Daily has 32 rushing attempts in comparison to only 22 passing attempts. This Army running attack will be tough to stop as they currently are averaging 229.5 yards per game, which ranks them at 17th in college football. Daly has 32 rushing attempts for 132 yards over his first 2 games. UTSA has been solid over their first 2 games against the run, but like I said in the game pick, it doesn't worry me here because the Black Knights' identity is to run the ball, and that's what they're going to do even if the defense knows that they're doing it. Daly has hit the over in both of his first 2 games. With how many times he touches the ball, I love his chances to hit the over here. If he carries the ball 15 times in this game, he would only need to average 3.43 yards per carry. This should be easy for him because in his last game, he averaged 7.22 yards per carry. This is a super run-heavy offense, so give me Daly over 51.5 rushing yards in this game against UTSA.
Yeah, I like that one as well. For my player prop, it's going to be Corey Dyches over 34.5 receiving yards against Virginia. There was nothing offered for my Utah State game, so I went with the Maryland tight end. He's been the best option in this Maryland offense through the air this season so far. He leads the team in catches and receiving yards after 2 games, having 139 receiving yards and 12 catches over those 2 games. I really like what I've been seeing from Tua also this season. He's a reliable enough guy at the quarterback position to take this prop, coming in with 547 yards this season and 4 scores. The Virginia defense, like Trey said, he hit it right on the head. They have been torched this season so far, 49 against Tennessee, points scored, and 36 against JMU. This is a good spot to load up on some Maryland players. So give me Corey Dyches to go over 34.5 receiving yards in this game. Guys, it's going to do it for our NCAA football plays for Friday, September 15th slate of games. If you guys enjoyed the content, please be sure to drop a like on this video and subscribe to the channel below. We'll see you guys next video, and thank you. Just want to let everyone know that while we do give out free picks, plays, and predictions on our YouTube channel, we also have a website for you to check out. On our website, bearsprofitplays.com, You can subscribe to the website absolutely free with an email and gain access to our written articles about upcoming sporting events. If you're really looking to make some cash, we have an option to become a member of our website. If you become a member, you will gain access to our Locks of the Week, which are written articles that go in depth as to why we are picking that particular outcome. As of now, our member plays have been red hot, hitting over 60% of our plays. If you don't want to become a member, it's no sweat. We are here to try and make you guys some money. That's our main goal. So come on over to bearsprofitplays.com and subscribe for free. Check us out, follow our free picks, and see for yourself that our member plays are a great investment for you. Thanks for watching.